All right, we are live with COFOH Presents, and this is drawing with in Stephen Harris. How are you, Stephen?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. How's everybody out there? Hope everyone's doing great on this nice day. Oh, well, this is very nice on the East Coast here.
Yeah, we're out here in Denver. We're just about ready to experience another snowstorm, I guess.
Oh, well, hey, listen. Here is March, so and March is always there's usually a last hurrah for March for some snow.
Yeah.
So I'm bracing for impact in case that happens. It might not happen. It may be a flurry, but we'll see what happens in the next week or two.
Oh yeah, you guys also one of the wettest months of the year for you.
No, it's not the wettest. It's just like March. Its reputation is going in like a lion, coming out like a lamb. But
Yeah.
sometimes winter will have its last hurrah with a snowstorm or some snow coming down in late March, in the 20s or the late the 20s, like March 20 something, and
Yeah.
then it'll go. But uh, it doesn't look like it's gonna happen, but we'll see.
No worries. Cool. Yeah, Stephen, real quick before we get to sketching on our on what we're working on here. Yeah, tell us a little bit about how you got into comics and art.
Well, let's see. Okay, comics was I was okay. I was always drawing these big one scene drawings, right? I've told the story so many times. But I was
Yeah.
always drawing these big one scene drawings of space battles. My favorite animation coming up was Star Blazers, Battle of the Planets, and some other Japanese animation coming up.
Sweet.
Uh, yeah, and I was always drawing I was always drawing Star Blazers, the big Yamato, or it was Argo in America, but I was drawing those, the Astro Fighters fighting it out with the Gamelons, the Common Empire. And
Cool.
I drew that. Now, before that, I was drawing Star Wars. I drew a little bit of Battle of Planets, aka Gotcha Man.
Yeah,
Um,
that's
I
awesome.
drew cars. I drew cars falling off bridges. I drew a whole bunch of stuff, but mainly it was the Argo fighting other and aliens, well, the Gamelons or the Common Empire. And but before that, I was drawing Star Wars stuff too. Star Wars changed my life when I
Yeah.
saw that. Uh, but after a while, I got tired of the one scene busy drawings of these spaceships flying around and missiles and
Mhm.
laser beams. I wanted to tell a progression or a story with the
Yeah.
work. So I said I could either do animation or comics. I said, no, animation is too much work. So
Yeah.
comics is it. And comics lends itself to an individual in their own headspace to put it on paper without a team. Because who
Right.
has who has a team when you're like 10? I mean, you probably have a team when you're 10 and 12 years old, but art is very solitary type of work.
Yeah.
So uh, I did that. I formulated a story for my comic book. I based it off my video games at the time, and this I'm
Cool.
dating myself. If my gray beard didn't already date myself, but it goes back to my video games go back to Atari and television.
Nice.
And my first game set was probably in television. Then I got the Atari 5200, and
Cool.
those were iffy. And so I would make the game consoles spaceships or battleships or space cruisers, and
Yeah.
those are just designed but those designs are my space cruisers, right? I designed fighter planes, so since I had Atari and a television, those were the good guys. The
Yeah.
bad guys were Coleco and Odyssey, and the allies on various sides were Remember Magic the game, the cartridge
Yep.
maker, or the game
Yeah.
maker, Magic, Vision, Parker Brothers. So those were they fell on different sides of the point, right? So I designed fighter planes. And I had characters. And this was when I first started drawing people. Because all before then I was just drawing spaceships and fighter planes. I
Cool.
wasn't drawing people at the time. And so I had to figure out how to draw people.
Yeah.
At the time, my favorite cartoon was one of my favorite cartoons was Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
Right.
With Spider-Man,
Awesome.
yeah, Star,
Yep.
Iceman, and they showcased the X-Men one day. on this
Right.
on this show. And I've always seen X-Men in the comic books I was reading as
Mhm.
for ads, but not saw them in action on the TV screen. I said, "Wow, okay, let me try." And Wolverine,
Right.
and so
Kitty Pride.
that that wildness combined with wanting to learn how to draw figures, I figured, let me pick up some comics and try to figure out and try to learn how to draw some comics, draw some figures. And I think my late uncle recommended I do that too.
Cool.
Also, I was watching. I was figuring out how to how am I going to approach this? Am I going to draw like stick figures? Am I going to draw like halfway figures with like no facial expressions? You ever see the documentary on how they made Empire Strikes Back?
You mean the behind the scenes that came with yeah, the I think there was the DVD version, right?
Yeah, I think they had, I saw on TV when it came on TV, and they had a scene where it was the Hoth battle, and they showed like animation or animatic of men of the soldiers
Right.
running. And I said, even if I draw like that, but there's like I was like kind of trying to get over because it was drawing figures was intimidating to me.
Yeah.
So, but then I guess I collected comic books. I collected comic books. I started learning the artists like Arthur Adams, Rick Leonardi, John Reader Jr., John Byrne. Those were my
Cool.
influences. Later on, my key influence became Jose Garcia Lopez, Jose Luis Garcia Lopez,
Whoa, that's awesome.
and Barry
He's
Windsor
so
Smith.
talented. Yeah.
Yeah, and even Steve Root to a certain extent later on because his dynamic angles
Hmm.
or his dynamic perspectives
Right.
of like a foreground and going right into the background and that whole like panoramic action scene or not even action scene, just like a scene.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and later on, I became Dennis Cowan's assistant, and he was another influence. He
Cool.
was another influence of mine. I would always go to the Fred Greenberg conventions and
Hmm.
always hit up Larry Stroman. He was another
Nice.
influence of mine when he was always hit him up for advice and questions while he was tabling at the shows. So yeah, those are my biggest influences. Later on in my professional life, I had another influence, a guy named Gray Williamson, who helped
Hmm.
me along. And this is like I already did Aztek, and I had more to learn even after like 5 years into the game, and he helped me with some other things. So
Cool.
it was an ongoing. It's always as an artist, always an ongoing education and learning process. But
Yeah.
that's what those are some things that got me into the business. Well, got me into art. Now getting into the business was meeting Michael Davis. He had a class in Harlem that a friend of mine introduced me to, and I took his class in Harlem where he had had young kids, Black Latino kids coming Friday and Saturday to learn about comics, and we had to draw a page a week, fully painted and inked, maybe inked, but definitely fully painted. That from a story we wrote of a DC character. The
Oh
stipulation
wow.
was no Batman, but I was a hard head. I drew Batman in mine, but Batman got shot. He was in the hospital, so he was incapacitated. and
Oh my
and
God, that's
my story
awesome.
and my story was revolved around Black Lightning, trying to find a way trying to find who the people were that shot Batman. So that was my
Mm.
story. And the idea was to have 32 pages by the end of the class semester or the class year, and
Wow.
have enough and to do enough pages to go to editors to show that you could write, draw, ink, and color. But that kind of but then the editors would want to see that at the same time at that time, editors were like, well, what do you do? Are you pencil? Are you inker? So they were confused by that.
Uh-huh.
But
Oh,
but I mean, that was like the beginning or the heyday of painted books too.
yeah.
Uh, the late '80s, early '90s,
Right.
where where painted books were all over the place. You had KRS-One's book. You had Bill Sienkiewicz's, John Jim Jimi Hendrix book. You had Marvels. Later on, the Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, a whole bunch. Even my good friend Sean Martinborough did a painted book, Silver Surfer book back in the day. That was
Right.
after Marvels.
Oh man.
But it
Yeah.
was yeah. So that was so I was at about my first day of Michael Davis's class. I met Dennis Cowan, his Michael's best friend, and so he saw my work. He saw my work, and wanted me to become his assistant. So like a few months later, I became his assistant, and
Nice.
that got me in comics. That led to my first. He got me my first job in comics, which was for a small company out in Long Island, New York, called Personality Comics, which later became a superhero comic company called Triumphant. And I later did work for them on a book called Chromium Man. That was '93.
Oh, cool. Oh man.
Yeah, yeah. So and yeah. So I would in early on I would do sample package of my work, send them out to editors. We use a thing called mailing,
Yeah,
snail
yeah.
mail.
Back in the
Yeah,
day, right?
street addresses and zip codes. So
Oh,
yeah.
that's awesome. Holy cow. Uh, you know, man, should we get started into sketching?
Sure. Yeah.
Cool.
We can do
Uh,
that.
man, that's a yeah, Stephen. That's really inspiring hearing your story there. So essentially, the class you took, like so many people know, the Kubrick school or the Kubrick
Right.
school of for cartooning and comic book graphic work, but yeah, I
Mhm.
find it pretty inspiring that there are outlets outside of that.
Yeah. I mean, I did go to the School of Visual Arts. Um,
Yeah.
and Joe Kubert did interview me.
Oh,
Is
sweet.
this okay? This line? Yeah, he
Yeah, the
interviewed me,
lighting
but I
looks good.
wasn't accepted at Joe Kubert. And so let's get this up a little bit.
Oh, they didn't
That's good.
accept you. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah, we see it. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna do some characters in what's in a blue line first, I guess, and
Okay.
then I'll come over it later. So
Sweet.
what to sketch? Maybe I'll do that character I was talking about, Octobriana.
Yeah. 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 Which with this character, what's this character about?
Now she is a what's the okay public characters in public domain,
Right.
and she's a character from the '70s or '60s,
Oh, okay.
during the Cold War era,
Oh, nice.
and so she is an anti-Leninist character, and anti-Leninist character operating in the United States, and I think she's Russian,
Oh, okay.
and so someone created her. David Bowie wanted to make this character into a movie, but it didn't happen. Uh, and the rock star Billy Idol has a tattoo of her on his arm,
Oh, neat. Okay.
and so
Wow.
I'm doing I'm doing a 10-page story that takes place in 1980 of her, and well, I keep forgetting the publisher. Let me see the publisher.
Because is
Uh,
this is a project? It's for a Kickstarter, is it?
yes, yes, and
And
no, the editor is the editor
mhm.
of the book of the story is called his name's Stu Taylor, but it's a Dead something. I keep forgetting the name of the company.
Oh no. But they're with their project, it's an original story, or they drawn on a lot of the public domain elements.
I don't know. They're doing like an anthology.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, they're doing an anthology of these characters, and uh, the writer of this one, her is a woman named. Let's see. Uh, I have it somewhere, but I'll get back to that.
Okay, no worries. That's pretty cool. Now, you mentioned after you were working with Dennis Cohen as his assistant, right? Um,
Yeah.
you when we were off camera, you were talking about how you were working for Motown. Was it Motown Comics
Yeah, it's
or?
Motown Machine Works. Motown Machine Works, um, and Motown Animation. Same company,
Oh,
but they're different branches.
nice.
Yeah, I was with Michael Davis after Michael Davis left Milestone.
Oh, okay, right. What were you doing there? What project were you working on there?
I was penciling a book called The Crush, and he was a the Crush is an interesting character. The Crush was a psychologist by day and a deadly vigilante by night,
Oh,
and
nice.
called the Crush. He was called the Crush because he would crush the heads of his victims, of his criminal victims.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
Yeah, kind of the head popper, huh?
yeah. Fortunately, he didn't do it too much. I mean, I did a 5 issue run, and he did it maybe
Uh-huh.
twice. So,
Oh, okay.
fortunately, it wasn't too much. But that was his name.
Wow, that's pretty cool. From there, you went on to illustrate Aztek for DC. I think were you working with
Yes.
Alan Moore or not Alan Moore, Grant Morrison?
No. Grant
No.
Morrison and Mark Miller.
Oh, cool. What was that experience
Yeah,
like?
that was fun. That was fun. Aztec and the Crush helped pay for my wedding.
Oh, cool. Well, congrats. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's how that worked. But they were both fun projects to work on. Uh, uh, the uh, the Crush was a 5 issue limited series. The Aztec lasted 10 issues, and I did
Nice.
all issues of both books.
Wow, that's cool. Man, I remember Aztec coming out. I think it was it yeah late '90s. I think when that came out.
Aztec came out. I was working on it in '96,
Okay,
and it came out in either late '96 or early 90, or '97. No, late '96. It started coming out.
nice. Yeah, yeah. I remember it coming out because I was in art school at the time. I was
Hmm.
initially an illustration major, and then I got
Okay. Yeah, so was
bored.
I. So was I.
Yeah, yeah, cool. I ended up getting bored with that because so much of it was being directed towards computers, which later on I would kick myself for. But yeah, I saw that the sculptors across the street with the flamethrowers and the chainsaws were having a lot of fun, so I changed my majors.
Oh wow, from
Yeah,
illustration to sculpture.
yeah, I went over there and started playing with torches and welders and things like that. So I ended up like learning yeah different integrities for for sculpture, of course. But I figured out how to apply that to illustration, doing mixed media
Oh, okay,
stuff.
interesting. Because my wife worked with welding in college.
Oh, cool! Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Is that how you guys how you two met? Did you meet in
yeah,
college?
we were. Well, I went. She went to Pratt. Yeah, she went to Pratt. I went to school with her daughter. She was in Brooklyn. I was in Manhattan,
Oh, okay.
and we met
So
one time by chance in my school lounge.
you met where?
We met by chance in my school lounge.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because it was a snowstorm. My class was canceled, and she was in the lounge, and we met there.
Oh, that's cool. Was did you guys hit it off
Yeah,
right
she was
off?
waiting on some stuff.
She was what?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Huh?
oh. I thought. Yeah. I didn't quite hear you, but you guys hit it off just fine, huh? Right off the bat.
Yes,
Nice.
yes.
Well, that's pretty cool. Does she still weld?
No, no. She mostly paints and does jewelry. She did that in school as well.
Oh, cool. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, it's so fun to be able to to meet your significant other and be able to really gel on something that you've got so much in common. Art.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
So
Are you guys able? Is everyone able to see the sketch? Because now it's looking kind of light. I don't know if everyone's seeing this or not.
yeah, I can make it out. Hopefully, everybody else can too. Yeah, it's with the blue, it does come out a little bit light. But you're going to go back over it here in a little bit, right? With ink.
Yeah, with ink or pencil, one of the two.
Okay. Um,
Probably.
when you sit down to do a sketch, is there anything that you specifically set out like with a goal or anything? Like, are you always looking for a dynamic pose or something?
I'm always looking for, if not, I'm always looking for a naturalistic pose, either dynamic or naturalistic.
Okay.
Something casual that just like feels even when I want to try to make some of the characters moving even when they're standing still.
Mm-hmm.
So, or just they're in a relaxed position. If I'm not, if I'm not going for dynamics, like if just like two people are sitting down having coffee, I want maybe this one person has a leg crossed, other person maybe reclining in the chair, and they're
Mm-hmm.
having a it looks like so it looks like a conversation you would see any day that you would have or that you would see two people having anywhere.
Nice. It's you know I think too often too, like illustrators, specifically comic book illustrators, they're known for doing all these dynamic illustrations where you got hero poses and the 3 point landings and all that jazz. So it's always nice to kind of hear of more laid back casual posturing when sketching. Do you find it's pretty relaxing going that approach?
Uh, I don't know.
Okay.
Whatever this, whatever the situation calls for. I could do action. The action is fun too.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like I like a mix.
Okay.
I know a friend of mine has been doing a lot of uh true life type books, and he's kind of yearning for to do some comic superheroes, and that would be me too sometimes. I mean,
Right,
I could do
right.
the real life or life stuff, but after a while, I do want some action because just to break it up.
Yeah, well, it's fun to have that sense of escapism. Uh,
Yeah.
have you been working on a lot of true life or biographical content recently?
It's not really true. It's like I did a biographical one with some leaders in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Oh, wow,
so
that's awesome.
I had to make sure they had the likenesses. Uh, I did some, when I did Watching the Holmes, that was like a
Right.
detective style book. Uh, so I had to do a historical one, like just like 14 pages long, of World War II veteran, of a World War II, a Black World War II veteran, dealing with
Oh, wow.
racism when he got home, and yeah,
Yeah.
it was for education. This was for education program someone was working on.
Nice. That's
Um,
yeah. That I think that's the beautiful thing too
yeah,
about
so
comics is it's so versatile. It doesn't have to be just superheroes.
yeah, yeah.
you can pretty
Yeah,
much
she has.
convey anything. Oh, I'm sorry. Go
Yes,
ahead.
I mean, it's a storytelling medium. Oh, this character, she has a in the book, she has a Kiss shirt on. Remember the rock group Kiss?
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, good old Gene Simmons, and I think those guys are finally
Ace,
retiring.
Ace Frehley, whole family.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Paul Stanley. Yeah, yeah. Peter Chris.
Yeah, Chris. Yeah, I
God,
remember. I remember I was at an amusement park with my brother years ago. We were young. We were in North Carolina, and we got our
uh,
face painted like them.
that's awesome. Do you have photos?
It's somewhere. I think my parents have it. It's I painted like I got myself painted as Ace Frehley.
Nice.
My brother I think my brother was Peter Chris.
Oh, okay, the cat. Nice. The
Think so. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I think so. I
yeah.
remember.
Were you able to see them live then?
Huh?
Were you able to see Kiss live?
No, no, no. I didn't really know. I didn't really know too much of their songs. I like their stage presence and their makeup.
The visuals, yeah, yeah, yeah. I hear
Yeah,
the live shows
yeah.
are fantastic, but um, yeah, that's cool. I've got a buddy who grew up on Kiss and swears by them, but um, yeah, it's yeah, pretty fantastic. What was your favorite like music or group growing up?
Oh my goodness. Growing up, I like band. Okay, when I was little, like elementary school, I liked the band Chic. The Off Out in Good Times.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
yeah. Later on, when I came into myself, and I got into some hip hop like Run DMC.
Oh,
Later
I love
on, my
Ron
favorite groups like
Dancing.
Public
Oh,
Enemy, yeah,
yeah.
Boogie Down Production, Eric B and Rakim,
Oh,
De
nice.
La
Yeah.
Soul,
Ooh.
Jungle Brothers, and Tribe Called Quest, all those guys. And then before that, I got into house music. Uh, went to dance parties and those. And we had clubs. We had clubs over here where we can go out to clubs at 18. Where it was 18 to party and 21 to drink.
Nice.
The
Wish we
teenage
had that over
clubs.
here.
Yeah, it was in the 80s. I think that they kind of fell on the wayside in the 90s. So I'm not sure,
Right.
but yeah, we were doing a lot of that.
Oh my God, that sounds amazing. Um, God, yeah, yeah, especially with groups like Tribe Called Quest and Public
Hmm.
Enemy. I love Chuck D. Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah. I did go to Long Island. I did go to Long Island twice and try to see a concert. I was the first time I went. Uh, I was late because we just left too late. We didn't do our timing right, and we caught the last two acts. But
Yeah.
we went again and saw some people. We saw Eric B and Rakim,
Ooh.
and
Oh man.
they did a laser light. They did a laser light show. Run DMC, I think Public Enemy. A lot of people we
Sweet.
saw. Yeah,
That's gonna be a great time to be growing up in New York, having all that all that hip hop so accessible.
yeah, yeah. It was great, man. I mean, I grew up in Jersey. I grew up in Jersey,
Oh, okay.
but we had uh, I went out to New York to see them perform, and that's why I was
Hmm.
late because we had the Long Island Railroad. We had to go through New York City, take the Long Island Railroad. I seriously underestimated the time it would take to see these guys to see this performance or this
Yeah.
concert.
Yeah. Man. Yeah. I'm trying to think. like growing up, unfortunately, I don't think I really saw too many influential musicians. I know back in the '80s, I was really big into Michael Jackson, and
Yeah, me
then
too. Me too. Yeah, I
yeah,
saw him that comes with my parents.
you saw him with your parents?
Yeah, yeah, I saw him in concert with my parents.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
this
Yeah,
is back in like 1980.
nice. Yeah, I think I was really into him after Thriller came out, and then as I was getting
Oh, okay.
older, like God, I'm trying to think. Yeah, unfortunately, I went through this heavy metal phase where I got into some
Mhm.
really just not the greatest bands like Korn back in the '90s and Megadeth,
Uh,
and I ended up seeing all of them live at Red Rocks, and it was terrible. It's too bad because Red Rocks is an amazing place, but they were not good.
no, oh wow.
um, but yeah, later, yeah, I wish I would have taken the opportunities that were presented to me to see acts like Prince live, because
Yeah,
that's,
I never saw Prince live.
oh my God, that's one act I really wish I would have seen live. And now he's gone, so much for that.
Yeah.
But I constantly have that on my iPod, and let's see here, a lot of David Bowie. Prince and David Bowie and Queen seem to be my go-to these days.
Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah. Queen would have been something to see.
Oh yeah, and then recently when it comes to hip hop, it's a Tribe Called Quest and Public Enemy, and oh my
Uh,
God,
yeah,
yeah.
I saw Boogie Down Production
Uh-huh.
at a spot called Latin Quarters in New York City
Ooh, wow.
in like 87 or 86. I think 87.
Uh-huh.
And but it was like and that was a year where a lot of fights were happening in not the year but the time. A lot of fights were happening in clubs. So like
Okay.
four fights broke out in that club. Like four fights broke out in that club. The fifth or fourth fight was between two girls, and that's
Oh,
when people
geez.
said, "Okay, that's enough. We're closing up early."
Yeah. Oh man. So
And they closed.
geez. So you got to witness a lot of that, or some of that anyway.
Some of it. I mean, like I said, most of the stuff was in New York. As far as the
Mhm.
concerts I went to were in New York, but I just like it was like those three I mentioned were pretty much it. When I was growing up. I mean, I've seen other shows before.
I
I moved to club. I moved to New York City.
Yeah, I think the closest, like when I was in art school, like some friends took me to a Tool concert, and I had no. This is how naive I was. I had no idea what a mosh pit was, and I, yeah, stupid. I was just a stupid, kid back then. I'm not that bright now, but I at least have the sense not to go to a concert and be at the front of the stage. And that's what I was at a Tool concert. And I got the crap knocked out of me, not knowing what, to get the hell out of the way. And then
Right.
I think years later, a buddy got free tickets to go see Rob Zombie at the Fillmore here in Denver, and we were trying to avoid the mosh pit. We were off to the side, and to get to the balcony, we had to, walk onto the main floor and then walk around because the rest of the place was pretty much just packed and impenetrable. And sure enough, as I walked onto the floor, I walked right into walked my crotch right into somebody's foot. and I
Oh,
just
God.
collapsed. So I spent the rest of the night up on the balcony nursing my balls and yeah, and just listening. Yeah, the band was amazing, but Rob Zombie's voice craps out halfway through the performance. So he's
Oh,
I think I love his work because it's so cartoonish and hilarious, but I think he's more of a studio performer or a recording artist than
mhm.
anything. So
Right.
yeah, yeah. I think those were my worst experiences at a.
Mm.
They, looking back on them, they're pretty freaking hilarious. Yeah, it's so cool to have. It's like music and visual arts just go really hand in hand. Do you play a lot of music in the studio? I know you and I were talking earlier. You play a lot of YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, when I do play music, it's usually I'll probably play some there's some DJs on YouTube I listen to, like Jazzy Jeff.
Oh, cool.
Uh, I do- yeah, I listen to a DJ called DJ Spy, who's DJ Spivey, who spins
Huh.
a lot of house music.
Oh, okay.
Um, and there's a woman from Brooklyn, but she's out in Brazil now. Her name is Natasha Diggs. She spins some like dance club music, house
Nice.
music, and and he has a few of them. A guy I know named Ben Hameen, who does a podcast called Fan Bros. Oh no, For All Nerds, but he DJs as well.
Oh, cool. Huh.
Yeah, so I mean, there's some people I do.
That nice. Yeah. Do you ever play movies or anything in the studio, or is that distracting?
Oh, in the studio? No, but I was part of a studio where we did play some movies on DVD
Hmm.
when DVDs were popular.
Yeah.
I was part of a studio in '97 to 2002, and
Oh, okay.
we would play some DVDs every now and then when they were just coming out. I said, now when I first saw a DVD and its quality, I was like, oh my gosh, look at this picture quality is amazing.
Nice.
Uh, but yeah, we've come a long way since then. But yeah, we watched movies at my former studio. That was in Manhattan in Times Square.
Oh, wow. That's cool. Who
Yeah, yeah, it
uh
was
who
cool. It was,
who else were you working with in that studio?
a man named Gray Williamson, Louis Small Jr.,
Oh, cool.
another artist named Machindo Kuumba,
Nice.
and some other people passed by, like Rob Stoll,
Hmm. Oh, wow.
and Chris Walker, and a few others.
Do you find it's uh pretty invigorating when you're working in the same studio as other artists?
Yeah, it's like it usually it's fun. I mean, sometimes we'll take a break and just talk, or just talk while we work, tell
Hmm.
stories, and just laugh and
Nice.
whatnot. Learn from each other, get ideas from each other. Get jobs from each other.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Um,
Yeah,
do you guys?
if one person's too busy,
So it's
they'll
almost
say, no, go ahead.
that's cool.
Eh,
It sounds like it's kind of an ongoing workshop.
It's
Working on
like,
projects and
yeah,
helping
yeah,
each other out and talking through things.
yeah. Talking what?
Talking through yeah, issues or dilemmas or art projects or whatever you've got in
Yeah,
front of you.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because those situations can be just wonderful, ongoing brainstorming sessions. And God, it's
I mean,
those things.
if usually it's a bunch of people. Usually, it's a bunch of individuals doing their own projects and coming
Right.
together.
Right.
Not really, not too much collaborative stuff going on there unless you're
Okay.
like helping somebody out on their project done.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the studios I've been a part of.
That's that's cool though. Now, yeah, you mentioned when we were prior to us going live that when during COVID you had to close down a studio with some of your cohorts.
Yeah, because of COVID. I mean, no, yeah, because COVID, because people weren't coming out, and of course, because COVID, so
Yeah.
they couldn't they were paying. I mean, they were paying for their rent for a while, but they couldn't. And when the situation wasn't improving, they were like, then
Hmm.
why we need to keep coming out here? I mean, coming paying this money, we're not coming out there to do it. So we got no, they had other things going on in their life,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
family or just wasn't getting the work they just wasn't getting the work they were getting before, and didn't want to come out if they were getting at work, and some other issues, but that was one of them.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's got to be tough too in because in New York, like yeah, New York was one of the for the state as well as the city was hit really hard with COVID. I mean, you guys went into
Yeah, it
shutdown
was.
early. I think I can't remember. I think you guys might have been the first ones to go into shutdown, and then you got California and Washington.
I think Seattle. No, Seattle was before New York.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
Oh, that's right.
yeah, we were all gearing up to go to Seattle for Emerald City,
Oh God, and that's
and
such a great show. That didn't end up happening, did it?
right, because people started canceling one by one,
Yeah.
and I mean, I was planning to go out there, but it just wasn't in the cards to do that because yeah, because the people were saying the streets are empty over there.
Ooh, right.
Uh, yeah, it was a ghost town over there.
Yeah, shoot. Um, Soon after that, you pretty much saw that in New York, then, huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I did a couple of panels virtually,
Oh, cool.
but I mean for other not for Seattle because Seattle was just shut down totally, I think. But other cons, the last con I went to was C2E2.
Oh, nice. In Chicago, right?
Yep. Hmm.
That's cool. How's that show like? I've never been.
Oh, it's a fun show. It was hit or miss for me for the first couple of years,
Hmm.
but like the middle 2 years. So I first went to C2E2 in 2013, which was decent. 2014 was a little hit. Wasn't as good as
Yeah.
2013. I didn't go. No, I went 2015. No, no 2014 and 2015. That's how it was. And I didn't go 2016, but I went 2018, I think 19.
Okay.
Wait, the last 3 years I went. The two of the last 3 years were really good, really good.
Yeah. Nice.
But the big seller I had at the time was watching the homes. That was a really big seller for me.
Oh, cool. Is
Yeah,
that
I
something
would.
is that something you're able to revisit?
It's not up to me. I didn't create the book, so I was up to the creators of the book. So I hope they do and give me a
Yeah.
call, so I would work on it again.
Yeah, that's cool. You know, yeah, yeah. I remember, seeing when that was coming out online. I think that was that just a couple of years after I met you and Eric Battle at Philadelphia. I think it was in close proximity, wasn't it?
No, because I think when we saw you in Philadelphia, that was like 2008, 2007.
Right.
Yeah, Watson Holmes. I started working on Watson Holmes in 2013.
Oh, okay. So it was almost another 5 or 6 years later.
Yeah, yeah, because I wasn't really doing mainstream comics when I saw you. I was doing my own stuff. And I was doing a lot of storyboard work for TV commercials.
Oh, cool. Yeah. How
Yeah,
That's awesome. How's diversifying, like that, the going back and forth between the different worlds of comic books and storyboards.
yeah, that saved my life because I mean, because comics were calling me after 2000 for a while,
Oh, really?
and I need, yeah, yeah. I I say, and thank goodness. I mean, I had more. I diversified. I always wanted to diversify.
Yeah.
And I came across because I want to just do comics. I mean, I would love to do this comics, but I couldn't rely on the editors to give me work all the time.
Right.
And the main games in town were Marvel and DC at the time. There were other comic book companies, but most of it was Marvel DC. They were the name of the game.
Yeah.
And so
Nowadays, you seem to see so many different comic book publishers just pop up. Were you able to benefit from uh, that level of
yeah, because
diversity?
I came back into it in 2010 with through with not Diamond Dynamite with Vampire Huntress,
Oh,
and with
cool.
that was an adaptation of a novel series by the late L.A. Banks, who passed away not long after after I did the fourth issue of a four-issue limited series comic book adaptation of
Oh,
her novel series. It was like it was an adaptation of her characters, but
uh-huh.
the story took place after the novel series.
Okay. Wow, that's
So
cool. Was that a pretty fun
then after
series
that,
to illustrate?
oh, absolutely, yeah,
Nice.
yeah. I mean, I wish I did all four issues. I just did the fourth issue, which was fun in and of itself. It
Yeah.
was great doing that. I wish she was still here so we could work together again.
Yeah. Man, that's too bad when the creators unfortunately exit this mortal coil so early.
Yeah, yeah. She was only in her 50s,
Wow, that's really young.
but
That's too bad.
yeah, yeah. And then after that, I worked with Dynamite. After that, I worked with Dynamite again doing Voltron.
Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, I think
It was
I've seen some of your artwork on Voltron. That shit is stellar. I love it.
was that?
Yeah, I've seen some of your artwork for Voltron online. It's absolutely stellar.
Oh, wow, you're really breaking up. Your sound's really
Oh,
breaking up.
sorry, sorry. Yeah, I said I've seen some of your artwork online for Voltron.
Hmm.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's stellar.
Oh, thanks. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Is there a bit of a delay when I'm
Yeah,
talking?
yeah. You broke up again when you said it was. You said something, when you talked about Voltron.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm just saying it's stellar work. It's absolutely
Thank
magnificent.
thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a challenge.
Well, and you mentioned
All over.
earlier, talking about like Gatchaman and was it Star Blazers? You know, uh,
Starblazers. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I would love uh to draw a sci-fi epic or science fiction opera or
yeah,
a giant robot comic. I mean, I would like it would be a lot of work, but I would like to take it on.
yeah. Anybody out there that's listening, Stephen would love to do something along those lines. So make sure to reach out to him.
Yeah, and give me a good deadline.
Yeah.
We
Oh
did.
man, I think that would be absolutely so much fun to see a space opera done by by you. That I think that would be really cool. Have you ever Well, you mentioned earlier too that
Yeah. Thanks.
when you were in art school, taking the comic books class, you had to write, draw, letter, illustrate, ink, color, paint. Yeah, I mean, you did all of that. Do you write a lot of?
I didn't do, I didn't do lettering. I didn't do lettering. We didn't do any lettering. We just did
Oh, okay.
the drawing, possibly inking, and the color work.
Okay. But were you? But you wrote your own project too. Are you writing anything now?
Yeah. I'm writing. I wrote something that will come out for DC Comics in May around my birthday. It
Oh, that's
is part of
awesome.
their digital online series called Represent. I
Uh
did a
huh.
10-page story of an incident or of an incident that happened between me and some friends of mine uh, in back in 1992, and yeah, so it's it was an encounter with a group that was later with an organization that was later determined a terrorist group of
Wow.
a yeah, they were rolling around in the states doing stuff, and in 2000 they were finally categorized as a terrorist group. I won't name the name because I don't want any flack coming back
Right.
on me. But yeah,
No, no problem.
it
Wow.
was a while ago.
So that was a biographical story then, huh?
But say again?
It's got, so that was an autobiographical story that you
Yeah,
wrote. Very
yeah.
personal. Wow. And stuff like that's got to be pretty tough to write too, because you're so close to the content.
Yeah, it is, but it wasn't anything I had to make up to. So that was
Right.
easier as I remember
Okay.
what happened,
Right.
and maybe put some other elements in it. But uh, just just maybe doing a dialogue was
Mhm.
I can't remember exact words we said at the time. But I
Yeah.
get this get the idea, and so yeah. Uh, and just what elements to focus in on. So thank goodness for the editor and some maybe some friends of mine that
Hmm.
I had them look at the
Cool.
script and they said, punch this up, do this, and
Nice.
because only other book I've written before was my creator own book was The Fringe, and I
Oh,
did some
right.
co-writing on my other co yeah on my co-creator book, which I worked with my friend Robert Garrett who passed away a couple years ago.
Oh, I'm
But I
sorry.
did some co-plotting on that. Yeah, thanks. I did some
Mhm.
co-plotting on that a year ago. I did some co-plotting on that book. Uh, but yeah. So, but this writing is my DC Comics writing debut.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Hopefully that opens the doors for more writing opportunities.
What's that again? Say again.
Hopefully you'll be able to do some more writing opportunities, right?
We'll see. We'll see. I still got more learning to do, but we'll see.
Well, that's pretty cool. I think if you're able to tell your own stories, that's you know, God, so many different worlds you can explore too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, maybe you can get your own space opera. Hint,
I
hint,
mean,
nudge, nudge.
what's that?
I said, hopefully you can get your own space opera. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, yeah. I have a couple ideas. I'm working with someone who's a big time writer in the industry
Cool.
on a story. And I have a couple of a couple of other stories of my own that I want to put out.
Nice.
So we'll see. We will see what the future brings.
Awesome. Uh, Stephen, she's looking really good. She's looking pretty sharp on
Oh,
this end.
yeah. Here's the. I'm just doing a close up of the head now.
Nice. That's cool. Yeah. So during the pandemic, have you been able to catch up on a bunch of movies or anything, TV shows?
I just watched the Justice League Snyder Cut.
Oh, nice. What do you think of that?
I thought it was. I had fun. I had fun watching it. It was a
Yeah.
fun watch.
Cool. Yeah.
It was,
I thought comparatively, to the original theatrical cut, I thought that was, uh, you know, a lot more cathartic. You got a better sense of, explanation, backstory, a lot more room to breathe,
yeah, a lot. What?
a lot more room for the characters to breathe and have
Yeah,
development
yeah.
in such a big, what would have been a, kind of a large, franchise, blockbuster type film. But it felt more like a nice TV show, something long form.
hmm hmm I mean, there was quite a bit of self indulgence in it too. I mean, with the slow
Right.
motion and
Yeah, that's
but
that's
it was
definitely
overall.
yeah, that's definitely Zack
Overall it was
Snyder for
fun.
you, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that it was.
yeah, right. The yeah, I did like seeing a little bit more of the backstory, but I think like with Zack Snyder as a filmmaker, I think my favorite one of his is still the Dawn of the Dead remake that he did with James Gunn.
Which one was this?
Um, so Zack Snyder directed back in I think it was 2004. He directed the Dawn of the Dead remake with
Yeah.
the fast
Okay.
the running zombies, and
Okay.
James Gunn wrote the script for it. Um,
Oh,
but yeah, and then I think he went and did 300. The
yeah.
adaptation of Frank
Frank
Miller's
Miller.
short graphic novel.
Yeah.
But yeah, the stylized slow motion and yeah,
Yeah.
uh, he definitely focuses on more visual aesthetic than actual, I think, storytelling content.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, him with James Gunn. That's like an interesting combination.
Yeah, the well, and I think to some degree, like James Gunn got his start working with like Trauma Films, doing a lot of B movies like Tromeo and Juliet, and
Oh,
Tromeo,
well,
you know,
the
yeah, the
okay.
Toxic
Oh, I don't know.
Avenger.
Okay.
Yeah, so he got his start there, and I think Zack Snyder, worked on one or two of those films too.
Yeah,
So,
I remember Sucker Punch.
oh yeah, Zack Snyder's Sucker Punch. I think that came out in 2010, 2009, something like that. It was after Watchmen, after he did that Watchmen movie.
Yeah. 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 That sounds about right.
Yeah, did you get a chance to catch up on the Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Oh yeah, I did see that. That was good too.
Yeah,
That was really good.
yeah, that'll be fun to see where they go with that. I really do like Anthony Mackie. I think he's a brilliant actor, and he's pretty underutilized.
Mm, mm. Yeah, yeah. I'm interested in seeing what they'll do with U.S. agents. I remember U.S. agents from the books.
Right. He was. I think his first appearance wasn't he like Super Patriot or something. He was like the psychotic.
Yeah, he had issues. I remember him having issues.
Yeah, he was like very mentally unstable, if I remember right, and then Captain America had to come out of retirement to kind of put him down or put him in his place or something.
Yeah, I think reformed him, so rebuilding him, I think, and he came back
Right,
in a different
right.
form. I mean, with different head, with different mindset.
Yeah, um, yeah. I'm not sure. Yeah, they've retooled him, throughout time. I remember he was in a wheelchair for a while, and I think he was like a.
Oh, really?
I can't remember if he was a quadriplegic or something, but yeah, he was like the prison ward for a bit. I think this was like 10 years ago, maybe. Um, but I think he's back in the U.S. agent uniform nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do have to ask. Like, I know, yeah, I meant I asked if you had done work with uh, Milestone years before, and you mentioned that you were Dennis Cohen's assistant for a bit. Are you
Uh-huh.
looking forward to doing anything with them now that they're revamping?
There's nothing in the works for that. I haven't received any word from them, so we'll
Okay.
see.
Okay. All right.
But
Oh, that's
I
cool. I
mean,
love.
I have plenty of work to do.
Nice. Yeah, looking forward to your to your autobiographical short story coming out from DC. I think that's really exciting. I'm really
Yeah,
excited. And I can't wait to see this character come out as well.
yeah.
When does that? You mentioned it was going to be a Kickstarter. I think you mentioned that off camera. It is. Do you know when
Yeah.
that Kickstarter might go live?
It's gonna go live. I think they're planning to go live in June.
In June. Okay. Make sure you send us a link so we can plug it.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, and yeah, for this platform, all the content that we've been building is for the Colorado Festival of Horror, of which we haven't had been able to have our own first in person event yet, because of the pandemic and
Uh,
everything. But we'll
yeah.
see. We're planning something in person later on this year, but we'll see if we'll be able to have anything, because of COVID restrictions and people out there not following health official guidelines. So uh, hopefully we can all get back to things where we can meet up in person and kind of express our love off of all this wonderful pop culture and stuff.
Yeah.
What things are you looking forward to in person when you're able to do that?
Going out, going dancing in the park,
Oh,
um,
sweet.
going out with my friends to just go spaces, go hang out with my wife someplace
Yeah.
to
Take her
see them. Yeah.
take her on a
Convention,
date.
convention. Yeah. Convention opening up and doing the convention after parties,
Oh yeah.
or what they call the BarCon networking session networking.
Yeah, I actually the best version of that I ever participated in was at the Philadelphia Wizard Con, that where I met
Well,
you and Eric. I think Eric ended up introducing me to Walt Simonson one night, and that was absolutely incredibly inspiring to be able to talk with with him. Yeah.
Walt's a nice guy. Michael introduced him. Michael introduced him to us when we were students. He introduced him. Mike Grell. Mike Grell took pictures of us. He was for reference for his Green Arrow book.
Oh, sweet.
Us students, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really cool.
What with those types of like networking sessions, did you ever like run into somebody that got a little too drunk, or any fantastic story?
Oh, at from a con?
Yeah.
Oh man. Not really. I mean,
well, that's good actually. If you don't have one of those stories.
I seen. No, I've heard of a colleague of mine throw someone out because they were being aggressive with a woman.
Oh yeah, out with them. Jeez, that's not good.
Yeah, no, and then that. I mean, this been stuff I can't remember. I can't think of anything right now.
Yeah, no, that's probably for the best, right? Because hopefully you haven't had those experiences, or I kept hearing at conventions like, oh, this person got drunk and missed this opportunity, or this person got trashed and he spent the night in jail or something, and it's just like, oh my god, it's like
You
come
don't want
on,
to be that person.
No, you don't want to.
You don't want to be that person.
I've already been that person in art school. I don't need to be that out in the real world. Get drunk, trying way too many different drugs or something to that extent. I've already done stupid enough. But yeah, cool. Well, Eric, I think our time is just about up. Oh, Steven. Uh-oh. I think we're having some technical difficulties.
Yes.
Hey, Steve. Go. There we are. Sorry about that.
No problem.
I started talking, and then all of a sudden you popped off. It was like, oh shoot, did I do something? Did I say something to take off Steven?
I don't know what happened.
No worries. Wow, that is looking really cool.
Thank you.
Can you get the camera a little bit closer?
Yeah.
Nice.
You know what? So let me do this.
There you go.
Oh, it's upside down. That's good. Oops.
There we go. We almost got both of them.
Yes. Oh man.
That's cool.
Thank you.
So in June for this Kickstarter, What's it like working with this new crew of creators for this project?
Well, I haven't worked with anyone yet. I know one person who I recommend the coloring job, but and I know one other person who's doing another story, but I haven't worked with anyone. But the writer for this book is named a woman named Andrea Towers. I haven't heard of her before,
Oh,
but
okay.
so it's a fun looking script she has here, and I look forward to jumping into it. I mean, I did one page, but as far
Hmm.
as getting into the rest of the pages and doing some work on it, I look forward to doing that.
Nice. That's cool. The Have you been doing a lot of Kickstarter creator owned work recently?
So no, Kickstarter work.
Yeah. Anything like that?
No,
Other than
I've been supporting a lot of Kickstarter. And I did a Kickstarter of my own back in 2019.
oh,
No,
cool.
2018.
Nice.
And but we didn't make it. But it was like if we just did a lower threshold, we would have made it because it's the highest money it's the highest money we had raised
Uh
for
huh.
the book we were doing.
Oh
And
shoot.
but we just had a high threshold that we should have maybe been lower on.
Which project was that for?
It was for the my Ajala our Ajala book for the
Oh right.
with the co-creator Robert who passed away.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, yeah, because we had plans to try to do it again, but it didn't happen.
Um, is that because she passed away or
No, he yeah, Robert Reed. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
okay.
we try and do it again, but yeah. So I may start it up again, but we'll see what happens.
Oh cool.
Uh,
Yeah,
but we'll see.
again,
We'll see.
let us know if you do so that we can help promote it because I
Right.
think that would be brilliant.
Yeah, I will do that.
What with that project? I'm not as familiar with it. What is that one about?
Okay, that's about a young woman, a young teenager who
Mm-hmm.
finds out her parents who finds out her parents were once part of a secret organization in current day Harlem.
Oh, okay.
She finds out she wants to join. As we follow her training to be an agent, we learn more about her parents, her family overall, and the organization, which is founded by her great grandfather. And
Nice.
we deal with issues of current day events, history and culture, and live action adventure. So we did one story arc of 4 issues. We were starting the second arc with we had the pages drawn
Mm-hmm.
and in the process of being colored for that first story, the first story of the second story arc. But then Rob passed away, so we could I haven't put it out yet.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, we were just starting a new arc for it too.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, that's tough when collaborators. Well, it's tough when any dies, but when somebody so near and dear to you that you're working with
yeah,
passes away. That's man, I can't even imagine.
yeah,
But yeah, it sounds like you have intentions to pick it up again at some point. So I hope
hmm
you do. I mean, that would be wonderful, and what a great way to have that person's work live on.
yeah, yeah. I mean, he had a whole line of books. He was doing his own comic book line called Exmoor Studios. He had yeah, several books he created and creator owned and created and co-created for his line of
Nice.
books.
Wow.
Yeah, so he was a very dynamic person as far as getting books, creating books.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I always admired people that creators that really delve into like their own world building. Um,
Hmm
it seems like yeah, it sounds like you're wanting to do that. with like Fringe and stuff, and
Mhm.
and some of your other projects. But it seems like so many of us are inspired by films like Star Wars. That I mean, that's
Yeah.
what a massive world. And I think if anything, that just encourages people to. It's like, hey, you can do this too. Go out, make your own world. Whatever form that might live in. Comics or novels or picture books or just a collection of art or concept illustrations. It's so cool, and it's so. I think the world is just so much more richer for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my hats off to uh, illustrators and artists and creators like yourself, for approaching those type of projects, because that's awesome. So cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
Stephen, it's I think we're almost to an hour and a half. Uh,
Oh wow.
Yeah, we've been. Yeah, it's pretty fun. When we kind of get going and everything. But I wanted to say thanks for coming on and reconnecting with me and everything, and having the opportunity to sketch with you live.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was fun.
yeah, I'm sure our audience appreciates it. I appreciate it because I find art very therapeutic, and
Mhm.
especially during these interesting times that we live in during pandemics and political unrest and other amazing things. Hopefully we can all be able to make each other's worlds that much better. And I think art is one of the best ways to do that.
No argument from me.
Yeah. My God, I love how you draw hair.
Thank you. Thank you.
That is
That's
that is.
something. That's something Dennis taught me how to do it. I just draw it in clumps. So you start to point
Mhm.
with this type of hair, and just
That's cool. Yeah, I'm a
yeah.
sucker for lines. So the more lines that I see, the more in awe, because I just get lost in all that.
So yeah, and then there's drawing locks. I want to draw dreadlocks. I
Oh
usually
yeah.
pick a light source, shade one side of it,
Oh,
and
you're right.
texturize the other half of it.
Nice. What is your favorite thing to draw? Is it hair, or is it textures? What's
Oh,
the best thing?
that's a good question. It's just mainly a good story.
Okay, that's awesome.
I mean, again, or try me at a action adventure, sci-fi giant robot thing too. I'll try. I'll
Yeah.
take that.
That is awesome. Yeah, that sounds like so much fun. Yeah, I know a number of artists. They have a hard time with like, and me too. I'm one of those people. But they have a hard time with illustrating like clean lines and stuff. Like for automobiles and sometimes robots, like Optimus Prime to Voltron to Iron Man. You know,
Yeah.
gets can feel a little stagnant. But you really like drawing that. What's the appeal?
It goes back to animation, and it's like I like the anim. I like that. I remember John Burns and Terry Austin. He details. I wanted to be able to do that.
Uh
I'm
huh.
not. I'm not necessarily a fiend for detail. I just
Okay.
like how it looks,
Yeah.
and and sometimes the vision comes in my head. I'm obligated to the vision, no matter how much it'll pay me to draw it.
Right.
Whether it's a crowd scene, whether it's a mechanical scene.
Mhm.
When I was doing Voltron, a lot of those lines are freehand because it's just in a small containment,
Yeah.
and some of those ellipses are done in Illustrator because
Ooh.
I have a big enough ellipse to cover it.
Okay.
So rather than try and do that freehand and fail,
Yeah.
I just left it open, scanned it in the computer, and dropped the ellipse over there, and put the stroke on it,
Uh-huh.
put the stroke thickness on it, and incorporate it into the page.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, that was what I did.
Yeah, that stuff just well, I told you, about my art school days. I moved over to fine art um, to basically avoid working on computers, and now I'm kind of losing out on that. But it sounds like you're able to. Um, was that something learning like some of the graphic design aspects, or did you pick that up in art school, or did you just uh,
As a as an illustrator, you
yeah.
are the key or the training was a little different. It was more about
Hmm.
composing a picture, framing the picture, where the figure lied in the picture, and how to leave room for type or dialogue. Well, you do that in comics too, but just
Yeah.
I like, so if I have a picture, so here's a frame of the picture, actual frame for the space.
Yeah.
When given the opportunity, uh, say the subject is here,
Right.
I like to sometimes frame the picture with something like like a detail, like maybe if there's a plant in here
Oh,
or
okay.
a tree or some or some text.
Cool.
I like if the story calls for it, I like to do that. I think I
Okay.
have an example in the thumbnail where I did that.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Oh, I love your sketchbook. It's saturated with thumbnails and ideas.
like right here, this page right here.
Hmm.
I have I have the figure right here, and the figure's framed with computer screens and wires.
Oh, okay.
So I like framing sometimes the picture. The
Yeah.
composition.
Yeah, that's a pretty good,
That's
storytelling approach. Nice.
that thumbnails to the other that thumbnails to the other book I'm working on called Indigo Clan.
Oh,
I've been
cool.
on that book for a couple of years for an independent publisher.
Is that out already, or is that something
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
working
The first the first three issues I did issues two, 3, and 4.
on? Okay.
Uh,
Cool.
issues issues 1, 2, and 3 are out now. You can go on the website www.indigoclan.com. Uh, uh, issue 4 is being colored now, or I don't know. No, it's not out now, but I think it's finished colored. But I'm working on issue 5. So issues 1 through 3 are out. I did the only issue, the issues I didn't do issue 1. I did issues 2 and 3.
Okay. Wow, that's cool. I just shared that website, indigoclan.com. Is that right? I just shared
Yeah,
that in the comment
yeah,
section
yes,
so people can see that.
right.
Cool. Man, you are really
Huh?
prolific. Stephen, you are really prolific. You've got so much stuff that's out, that's coming out. Do you even have time to sleep?
Oh yeah. I sleep plenty of time. I mean, I get sleep. I get sleep.
Okay.
It's just,
Yeah,
there's just, I mean, sometimes. I just have a lot of time between. I get time to do these projects. I don't have. There's not a lot that's rushed.
Right.
Because I'm not doing a monthly book for Marvel DC. I mean, so it's this that's a lot of pressure that I don't have to deal with. So, but I'm still busy. I still got to maintain a schedule. I can take a break every now and then and get back on it and be okay. And if I fall behind, I'll let the client know ahead of time, and they're usually okay with it. So
Yeah.
it's not
Cool.
too pressing.
Well, that's good. When you were doing stuff for like DC, uh, you know, when that was monthly, was that pretty hectic?
Yeah, especially when because I mean when I came on Michael Cray, it started out
Right.
close to done, and then I had to step back and do finishes on Larry Hammer's breakdowns for issues like 4, 5, and 6,
Uh huh.
and that was I mean I had to get used to doing that, and then once I got used to it with the third issue, with the fourth, with the fifth and sixth issue, it went
Uh
a lot
huh.
quicker. But I hated doing it because it wasn't showcasing what I could really do.
Right.
And then there was a break that allowed me to get caught back up and do issues 7, 8, and 9 in full pencils. But it was falling behind again because someone was late on the other end, and
Oh shoot.
uh, I had I had to really do overtime to get issue 9 done.
Oh jeez.
And yeah, I did issue 9 like 3.5 weeks, 3.5 weeks I think, or 2.5, 3.5 weeks.
That's gonna be
And then issue 10
yeah.
was that.
Oh, I was just thinking, it's like that's got to be really frustrating when the creative team isn't on the same page and somebody's not able
Yeah,
to
yeah, it happens.
deliver, isn't communicating appropriately.
It happens. I mean, we
Yeah.
all have. I mean, we all have lives and things happen. But
Right. Right.
that was yeah. So yeah, I do issue 10 and breakdowns, and issue 11 was I did half issue 11 and all issue 12. But yeah, so it was so yeah, so and that and doing breaking my neck on that one I had to go get some physical therapy for my shoulder.
Oh,
My
geez.
shoulder was stiff. There
Ouch.
was some tightness back there. I think from leaning on the board. I mean on the table and like
Uh huh.
drawing hunched over.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was. I think that.
Yet people don't realize, what kind of trauma and stress, artists, do put on their bodies. Um,
Yeah,
like having to sit at a desk for long periods of hours. It's not much different than like somebody sitting at a computer for long hours and getting carpal tunnel or getting eye strain or something like that. It
right.
affects your well being and your ability to be productive and to earn a living.
Yes, it does. It does. This is what we do to bring the beautiful pictures to the fans. We take the punishment to get these books out to people.
That's right, and they better fucking appreciate it. God damn it!
Yeah,
Oh man.
remember Clive Owen's line. Do you see Jason Bourne?
Um, Man, it's been a long time since I've seen.
I remember
Are you
him.
talking about the
I remember
Born
him.
Identity or the last one?
The first one, the very first one,
Oh
where he
yeah,
went
it's been
against
a long
Clive
time.
Owen. Yeah, he went because he went against Clive Owen before
Uh
Clive Owen
huh.
was famous. And
Right.
Clive Owen says like before he died, he was like, "See what they make you give."
Right. That's awesome. Yeah. God. Yeah. Elise is a big Born Identity fan. Uh, that's pretty hilarious. Did you see that one where they yeah, there was there was a couple of years where they went and tried revamping different franchises with Jeremy
Oh yeah.
Renner. Yeah, so
Oh
they
yeah.
yeah they did that with one of the Bourne movies, where he was another character from the same program, and then
Right. Trestle.
yeah was it the Bourne? Did you say the Bourne Supremacy? Is that what that was?
No. The program was Treadstone.
Oh, is that the name of the program?
I think so. I'm not sure. It was Tread something.
Yeah, you would know better than I would. And then they did the same thing with the Mission Impossible movies. The Ghost Protocol movie. They brought in Renner, and I think the idea was the next movie would be his after that.
Oh wow.
And I don't. Obviously, that way of thinking changed because we still got Tom Cruise, right?
Yeah. 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 I may have just seen two or three of those. But I've been meaning to watch them more. Watch them. I mean, I saw the bad one with
Oh,
with the
number
second
two.
one, the third one.
Yeah, the one from John Woo. Yeah,
John Woo. Yeah.
Yeah, John. Mission Impossible. I think it was just Mission Impossible too.
Yeah, because I saw the first one, I saw that one. I saw the one with Kerry Russell where she dies in the beginning.
Oh, was that number three? I think.
Three or four, I'm not sure.
Yeah, because I think three. J.J. Abrams directed that one, and
Okay. Yeah.
he's worked with Kerry Russell quite a bit. That's because I think he was the showrunner for her Felicity TV show back in the '90s.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah, and then he went on to do Lost, and then so he would cast her in the projects that he would direct.
Okay.
She
So
was
I remember him from Alias.
right.
Going
I
back to
forgot
Alias days.
he was the showrunner for Alias too. Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean,
Oh.
my family and I will always watch Alias. I'm gonna turn his phone around for a second because I gotta plug it in.
Sure. Sure. Sean just chimed in. He said Mission Impossible Fallout is worth watching for Henry Cavill's mustache alone. I would agree with that sentiment too. I also
That's the fight scene in the bathroom.
right, yeah, that
That's the clip of that looks epic.
it was. I remember watching that, and it was really fun watching Henry Cavill in that. But I've never been a big Tom Cruise fan when it comes to those movies and about any of his recent works, just because the guy's in his almost 60 and he still
Yeah.
thinks he's 30, and
Yeah.
so I like watching him get the crap kicked out of him. So Henry Cavill and I think some of the other stunt performers, really bang on him. But I remember seeing an outtake where he broke his ankle making a jump.
Oh wow.
So I don't wish that kind of pain on anybody, but I mean, there was a little bit of Schadenfreude for that. So thanks for reminding me, Sean. Oh man, yeah. I don't know. I think I know they're filming another Mission Impossible movie. I think they really just need to stop. Just stop. Let somebody else handle that. I wouldn't mind seeing a Renner or like an. I think Idris Elba is underutilized. I'd love to see him in more of those type of films.
Yeah.
He's one I'd really love to see as a James Bond character. Just give him that franchise.
Listen, he could probably do the Crush. I mean, not the Crush. Michael Cray.
Yes, he totally could.
I just thought about that. Yeah, because Michael Cray is like a low tech, high information James Bond.
Yeah, that would be awesome. DC cast Idris Elba as Michael Cray. All right. I'm sure they're
You go.
watching. Well, he's going to be in the Suicide Squad movie
Yeah.
that James Gunn directed. I guess he's Bloodsport. I'm not familiar with that character.
It, uh,
I hope
is it
I
blood?
hope yeah, I hope it's not
Deadshot.
something that no, it's Bloodsport. Um,
Okay.
yeah, that's at least that's the character. They did that DC fandom show, and they did a whole character background stuff, and so his characters, according to that, is Bloodshot. I don't know if unless something gets changed, I don't know, but
You mean Bloodsport? Bloodsport?
yeah, I don't know who that character is. I'm just not familiar with the character in the comics. Um,
Right. Yeah.
the only Bloodsport I know is the one that Jean-Claude Van Damme was made famous for.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe because it was I drew a character called Blood something in Aztek in the first couple issues.
Oh yeah, you think it might be that one?
I don't think so because it was Grant Morrison ripping on the image characters. They always had
Right.
something
The
blood in them.
extreme characters, right?
Yeah, it was like extreme or whatever. A lot of characters in image at the time had a blood in the name a lot, blood something,
Yeah,
and Grant
everybody.
Morrison,
Yeah, yeah. I remember that
Grant
was
Morrison making fun.
yeah that was a huge trope in the '90s. Blood something, blood claw. Dead. Yeah, had dead something, blood dead. I don't know. Yeah, and also a lot of pouches and a lot of claws or a lot of guns.
A lot of pouches.
Yeah, is very much that Rob Liefeld kind of trope. He basically had his own trope, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
just creating all that stuff. Um, God, I couldn't tell you hardly any of his characters other than Cable and Deadpool. That's really all I remember.
Oh yeah, there was yeah, there's a few of them. There's the character with the black eye. What's his name again?
Oh, Domino. Yeah, okay. So there's those three. Those three I do like, but I
Yeah,
think
Stripe.
I think really the versions that I like were the ones that ended up in the films.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember the series that Joe Kelly wrote for Deadpool. I liked those.
Yeah, I did Joe Kelly Deadpool issue.
No kidding.
Yeah, Deadpool Annual '98.
Oh, cool.
That
Oh,
that book was that book, and that they referenced that book for. I mean, they used that book for the Deadpool origin. So I got some money from there.
oh, that's sweet. Awesome.
Yeah,
Well, I
I
know
wasn't
what I'm
expecting
looking up next. I'm
that.
gonna go
It's
find
no,
your
it's nothing.
Deadpool.
I'm glad you mentioned it because matter of fact, it's gonna be in a trade because they're mailing me some comps soon for that.
No kidding. Oh my
Yeah, because
God, that's awesome.
it's gonna be in a Joe Kelly collection of Deadpool books trade.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Elise and I met him and Steve Siegel a couple years ago at Dink. That's the independent comic and art expo that I helped put together with Charlie LaGreca, the founder of Denver Comic Con, a few
Okay.
years ago. And so we Elise and I and Joe and Steve and I think Joe's daughter and an entourage of some of their other friends. We went out to Casa Bonita. I don't know if you're familiar with that out in Denver. There's a South Park show that
Yeah,
immortalized that.
well, yeah, I haven't been out to Denver yet. I've been wanting to go to that show.
Yeah. We need to have you out here for that when things kind of when things lift and we're able to get back at and have a in-person show for that. But
Yeah,
but yeah, that was a lot of fun having those guys out there. They're hilarious. Yeah, when all
Yeah.
this starts to subside, we need to have you and Eric out for that show, and we can't wait to see all the new stuff that you guys are putting
Yeah,
out.
that'd be great. Yeah. Because Kari Randolph told me about the show out there. He gives a high praise.
Oh, cool. Yeah. God, I don't think I've ever met Kari. I think we're
Oh,
friends.
okay. Kari is an absolute delight. He'll hate me saying that.
Why? That sounds like a great compliment. That sounds
You,
like something I
you
would say. Actually, I like to use. Is it too fluffy? I don't know. I don't know.
uh, he's a good guy. Kari's a real good guy.
Nice. That's
We have
cool.
we have a kind of a rivalry going, a friendly rivalry going.
But that's good. That's healthy. That keeps that keeps the competition and the strive to get better going, right?
Yeah. Okay, it's not really a rivalry. It's just something. It's like uh it's because we're not. It's not really on the level of the artwork. It's just something we know. We just uh pick at each other some more or less.
Nice.
That's what it's like.
Nice. That's cool too. That's also healthy. It's kind of it's like it's almost like rival siblings or something like that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah, I'm constantly goading at my other artist friends, and then they're very quick to point out all my shortfalls, and then I go in the corner and I cry for a little bit. But for me it's deserved.
Yeah, last time I step into it myself.
What's that? I watched too much. What?
Well, live, I step into it myself as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm constantly putting my foot in my mouth. It's kind of weird that I can measure the size of my foot by the size of my mouth.
Hmm.
All right. How's your sketch coming? Oh man, I love the pants.
It's
Look at those boots. Those are awesome. God,
I think of Bush.
she's gonna kick some ass, isn't she?
Oh, she definitely a kick ass. Definitely.
That's cool.
So this is like I guess I could use this as a study of her
Yeah.
where I get drawings. So you guys were able to sit on a character study process.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, doing like these type of character studies too. Do you figure out like what works, what doesn't, what to keep, what to let go?
It's yeah, it just well, it more or less helps me get familiar with the character, especially the character's face,
Mm-hmm.
uh, the character's body type. Like I had there's a body type of a character in the Indigo Plan book, right? And I
Yeah.
didn't really do a character study of her, so you see her body type change within the book.
Oh,
So she
okay.
in one because I drew her one way and then I felt her being more the other way. So
Mm.
she's slender, she's slender, kind of slender in one scene, and then later on I make her a little more rounder and shapely, and a little more shorter in another from there on out.
Oh, cool.
So I really want to play with. I really want to play with people's different body types. I mean, I always want to do that, and always challenge myself to vary characterizations of people and the character facial characteristics and facial characteristics along with body characteristics too.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. Yeah, yeah. I take it you don't really want to get too comfortable with one design type, right? One body
Yeah,
type.
I don't want someone saying, yo, he goes all his women look the same except the hairstyle. I don't want to be that artist.
Right, right. There. Yeah, I think well, variety is the spice of life. So you really,
Yeah.
uh, I love drawing characters that aren't, like traditionally attractive. Like they've got like messed up noses or, you know, interesting faces. Things aren't exactly symmetrical. Because
Right, right. I mean, yeah, I was
yeah,
drawing that with the 10-page story I was drawing with the guys we're going with the guys we were going up against, and they give them that thug look. And like, okay, it's a perfect example I think of
uh-huh.
the dead the Daredevil TV series Gangsters, especially in
Right.
season 2. Those are some
Okay.
scary looking dudes.
Oh yeah. I would even go so
Especially-
far as to say like somebody like even like John Bernthal who played the Punisher. He's
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
he's
yeah.
not a
He's
traditionally
one
attractive
person.
person.
Yeah, he's one person. I'm talking about the cast of characters or the gangsters they had to deal with. Like I
Right.
think they were Irish gangsters. Were they
Oh
Irish or were they Eastern Europe? In
yep.
the second, yeah, this is the like all of them. Like I was like, oh, I don't want to see those guys on the same street. I'm crossing the street. Those guys are
Right.
scary.
Me too. I would definitely do that. Yeah. No, that's cool. Uh, yeah. The more distinct too. Like even when you think of like superheroes too, like kind of bringing them down into like real world, like yeah,
Yeah,
somebody like Daredevil who's probably had his nose broken a lot of times and like
yeah.
his cheekbones and jawbone like fractured. He's not going to look like how they draw him. Typically, very square jawed. He's going to look like a kind of a walking callus with a mask on. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
I think that would be an interesting take on that type of character. I mean, he does come from a boxing tradition too, and not too many people look very pretty doing that. Yeah, I guess the guys who go undefeated might, but the guys who've had a little bit of character added into them when they've lost, they've lost for a reason. So
Yeah, I've always wanted to draw Daredevil. He's not my favorite character, but I do like Daredevil.
yeah,
I think ever since either Dave Mazzucchelli or John Romita Jr. drew him, I've seen myself.
ooh,
I wanted to draw
right.
Daredevil for maybe an issue or two.
What's your favorite character? Who would you like to draw?
Oh man, Daredevil was one of them. I like to draw a Star Wars book
Ooh,
and some X-wing fighters.
okay.
I love X.
Oh,
I love X-wing fighters.
I could see you having a lot of fun with somebody like Chewbacca.
Oh yeah, maybe. X-wing,
Yeah.
X-wing, X-wings. The second ones are Y wings. I love X-wing fighters and Y wing fighters. I love those two.
Okay. Cool.
But
Nice.
yeah, I see. For the superhero, I mean, Wolverine was my favorite when I was a kid. But whose favorite wasn't Wolverine coming up?
That's true. Yeah, that was mine as well. Batman, Wonder Woman, Hulk, Wolverine.
Mm.
Those were my favorites.
Yeah,
Um,
Hulk would be interesting, though.
yeah, Hulk could be a lot of fun. You could do all kinds of things with Hulk.
Yeah, yeah,
And like I think you could do a lot with Thor because you could really make him look like an old nasty looking Viking. Uh,
yeah,
I mean, you could still draw him very GQ, but I mean, he's one of those characters that you don't really have to. Um,
yeah.
I would say the same thing with like somebody like Captain America. I mean, yeah, he's got the super soldier thing, but he could be pretty gnarly. Wolverine's pretty gnarly anyway.
Wolverine could
Uh,
draw. Yeah, you have fun with that.
yeah, yeah. Well, you might have fun with Iron Man, just like the armor and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, I would have fun.
Ooh, Rom. I think you do Stellar with Rom. You remember that toy line?
Wow. Yeah, I remember Rom. Yeah. Uh-huh. I'm not sure if I had the Rom tour or not. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I think that's at IDW now. I know my buddy Zach Howard did a
Mm-hmm.
short run on that recently, like
Oh,
in the last few.
I remember talk of him being of Ron being back.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I don't know if they're going to be launching any new toys, but I think IDW has that license now because they had it at Marvel during the '80s, and then
Yeah,
they had
with
to.
the dire Wraiths.
Yeah, yeah, the Dire Wraiths. That's right. And then they had they kind of made the Space Knights kind of generic in order
Mm-hmm.
to incorporate some of the ROM mythos into the main Marvel universe. I think you saw that in like the Infinity storyline that John Hickman wrote.
Okay.
Um,
Uh huh.
but yeah, because they would just show up and they were like, "Hey, we're the Space Knights," no with no reference to ROM. Uh,
Wow.
but I was like, "Hell, that's cool. That's kind of a neat little nod. It's an interesting way to get around licensing."
Hmm.
But
Yeah, yeah. Seeing those YouTube, Netflix documentaries on toys was very
right,
interesting,
yeah, yeah, I did. I think I did see that too.
and
Um,
how cutthroat this business was
right.
with people going after and stealing ideas, and it was I was like, yo, y'all are dirty.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty. I don't know if it's gotten any better especially in the
Yeah,
toy industry. But like, did you ever see on Netflix the Toys That Made Us?
yeah. I
That's
think I saw some of that. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So like the Star Wars ones,
Yeah, because I lived that, man. I was there. I mean, I don't know what happened because I was a kid, but I mean, hearing that, 'cause I was one of the kids that got the box of the promise of
yeah.
delivery with the
Oh,
one
that's
With the
cool.
one with the Luke Skywalker, or was it R2D2? I'm not sure, but yeah, they
Oh,
promised more. I got the big long cardboard box with the one figure in it,
uh huh.
talking about we promise to give you more later on because we weren't ready.
Oh my, yeah, yeah. Well, and to see, the reasons why they weren't ready is, because so much of Lucasfilms just wasn't ready to go with, shopping for a toy developer and manufacturer.
Yeah, they just weren't ready because they didn't know that the demand would be like that.
Yeah,
They
yeah, they,
I think they were bracing for failure.
yeah, everything should have failed, but God, you know, luckily, even with the merchandise, they pulled it out. Um, and I guess Lucas had a really kind of had to sign a bad deal because nobody wanted to take the chance except for Kenner. Um,
Yeah, and but he got he got like a lot he got a lot of the rights to the toys though, right? Because they
I
didn't.
think later on he finally did because there was a year because when the movies went out of production, my understanding is um,
I mean,
they
he got a lucrative merchandising contract because no one thought it would be like a big thing.
yeah, nobody thought it was going to be a big thing, but really, Kenner only had to write a check each year for $10,000. That's it. So that's all they were required to pay Lucas up until after Jedi, because after that, there's no more movies, so no new toys were coming out,
Right.
and so Kenner was on to some other stuff because there's no new Star Wars. Well, one year they forgot to cut that. The agreement was they no matter what they had to cut Lucasfilms or George Lucas anyway a check for $10,000, and somebody forgot to do that, and so
Ooh.
automatically the rights revert back to Lucas. Then Lucas was
Mm.
in a spot where he could negotiate an actual lucrative deal, which he was able to do. Um, And at that point, and that was about, I think that was an approximation of time where there was the rumors of the prequels coming out. And so Kenner was just like, just appease Lucas, whatever it takes. We got to get those toy rights back. And they did, and they ended up paying out an arm and a leg for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jar Jar Binks came out. Oh God, jeez. So
yeah.
Sean chimed back in. He wants to see a Stephen Harris Moon Knight book. So you better get on that. You better get on the phone with Marvel. It's like, hey, the fans want this. We got to make this happen.
Oh, Moon. Okay, yeah. I'm thinking when you said Moon, I'm thinking Rom. Like,
I know. I had to read that a second time too. It's like, oh yeah, Moon Knight. Oh, you mean actual Moon Knight? That'd be pretty cool. Well, that would be pretty fun because you got that TV series with Oscar Isaac coming out on.
That's right.
Plus, in the next few years, I think.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yes.
So Stephen, the phone number or the phone call you got to make after you get off this. Make it to Marvel. No pressure. Hey, Steve, we just wrapped up hour 2. I should probably let you go, buddy.
Okay. Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun, sir, to reconnect and be able to sketch with you and chat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, still there?
You still here?
Yeah, we're still here. Thanks for coming on and chatting with me and talking about your experiences and your work. Did you freeze frame? Steve, did you leave us? Give him. We'll give him a minute.
All right, sorry about that.
Oh, no worries.
My phone went out.
Okay.
Either I turned it off by mistake or would the charge went out. I'm not sure.
Oh no, that's all right. We got you back on the computer on the desktop, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, excuse me. Too much coffee. Thanks for coming on and sketching with me and chatting with me. Really appreciate it,
man. Thanks for having me. It was great.
Yeah. We'll stay on for a few minutes after we end the broadcast. But to everybody out there, thanks for tuning in. Sean, thanks for commenting on here, and everybody, be good, be kind, help each other out during these tough times. It's
rough out there.
It's really rough, yeah. And Steve, when we're able to connect in person, we need to have you out at Dink, you and Eric.
That sounds great. I'll love to be out there.
Cool. Sean just said, good times. Cool. Well, to everybody out there, take care. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, bye. Take care. Thank you.